Now it's getting more interesting, and there's something about the FP3. We get to see the mixture of the long runs and qualifying simulations, and from what we've seen yesterday and today, I'm not sure anybody will be running on that tires, because their tires would be not just slower. I think their tires would change the dynamics. And if there's any way F1 can bring their tires in, it will be interesting. Why am I saying this? If anybody runs on their tire, they have to run on it for a long time. Their tire is a very slow tire, which means when you start on their tires first, you need to run a long time before the tire gets supple and start eking out time, becoming a little bit faster. Then it can run like 3 laps faster, then the tire will go down again, which makes it a tire that nobody will want to run. A lot of people are testing the medium tires yesterday and today. Only the McLarens did a very long run on the soft tires, and I think they're a little bit comfortable. We saw today that the McLaren changed some things on the rear suspension of Lando Norris, and he was able to get out, and it went a little bit faster. But it's going to be very, very dynamic, and it's going to be very different from what we've seen. And this might be the closest qualifying that we might see this year, and we are set to see it. Alonso had some issues. He was unable to do soft tire runs. He did his medium tire runs, but they saw something on the car. They're trying to work on it, but that is by the way. Now, we saw that the Williams, after the speed we saw them with yesterday, they look a little bit down. They are not like the Williams we've seen this season. The Williams are not up there at all, but it might be one of the closest qualifying, because it's going to be very interesting. Now, we saw the Williams, they are not in shape, they are not looking fast, and they look a little bit down from what we saw normally. But Izikaja did a very good job. Gabriel Bortoleto has been splendid. After his teammate has done some things on him, I think he's back now to show that he's got the speed in that Audi. And Lawson said he made some mistakes. We wouldn't know until we get to qualifying, but here in the qualifying, it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be a little bit dicey, because there'll be a lot of blockings, and if the drivers try to pack up in this sector 3 just to get a good run, a lot of mistakes will come up, and some people may not be able to finish their lap time, and that would affect some other people. So they need to really sort themselves out in the qualifying that we're going to move into very soon. But nonetheless, this is the first time we are seeing in a weekend that Ferrari did well on Friday and they're doing well on Saturday. Probably this weekend they will do well on Sunday, because if you see Ferrari do well on Friday, know that Saturday, Sunday, Ferrari is out. Ferrari will struggle. Especially their Sunday race. Their Sunday race will be mad with strategy. You understand? But this weekend, the FP1, FP2, they look decent. FP3, they look decent. I think for Ferrari, the only driver I think that could win for them this season is Lewis Hamilton. I can see Charles Leclerc on other podiums in some races, but winning, I'm not sure Charles Leclerc can win. And if he wins, great for him, but it will be by luck. And Lando Norris has been nicking out time from his teammate, but I think what Lando Norris should be more concerned about is Max Verstappen, not his teammate. From the way he's nicking out time, though his teammate did a terrific job today, that's Oscar Piastri, did a good job in FP3. For the past few races, Lando Norris has been faster than his teammate, so I don't think he need to worry about his teammate. He can close it down. They have a final 2 races, whatever, but his main threat should be Max Verstappen, because if Max Verstappen gets into the mood, oh my god, they are in for it. And we saw today that the Mercedes were a little bit faster. They came up with some datas and they made the car faster, and George Russell did a decent job. He was third, though it was about 5.5 tenths away from Norris and 2.5 tenths away from Lewis Hamilton, but it was a decent job they did over the night, because FP2 yesterday, they were not there. And for Max Verstappen and his teammate, they did a great job. Yuki Tsunoda is really closing it. I think he wants to make it difficult for Red Bull to decide and make everybody see that Red Bull, whenever they decide, is the decision of race and a decision of because they don't want him there, and he's really doing that job. And let's see what Red Bull decides. But I know Red Bull will not mess me up. Red Bull does not have Yuki Tsunoda in plan. He should forget about it and he should focus on his future, but he should do a good job like his, but I'm not sure they want their plan. So that is for Yuki Tsunoda. But the Red Bull today were not there. Maybe other turned up their engine, but I'm not sure this is an engine turn up or engine turn up, because if you turn up your engine in Mexico, it will tell on you in the race. 100%, there's no way you escape it. There'll be power changing and a lot of things will happen, certainly. But into the qualifying we go. It's going to be great, but I'm sure that the qualifying will be very, very interesting this evening. The tires on each car works differently. The medium tires on the Ferrari were not giving Ferrari the pace they needed, but when they were on the soft tires, I think the Ferraris were fast. Meanwhile, the medium tires on Mercedes and on Red Bull looks faster than the soft tires, so there might be some interchanges. That's what I'm saying about the hard tire. So we might see a lot of things going on, but if F1 can say, okay, you guys have to run on hard tires is important, then it's going to be very interesting. I'm telling you, it's going to be very interesting. But at the end, we had Norris topping the time charts with Hamilton, Russell, Piastri, Verstappen in 5th, Antonelli in 6th, Leclerc, Aja, Tsunoda and Bortoleto. But this weekend we've had Leclerc top FP1, Verstappen top FP2, Norris top FP3. Who is going to top qualifying? Up until qualifying. You don't want to miss it. I love you guys. Bye. Cheers. What a race we are set for tomorrow. What a pole for Lando Norris. It's one of the best poles of the season, one of the most interesting poles of the season. I said it earlier that it's going to be close and we are going to see a close racing tomorrow. But the funny thing is, let me be sincere with you, you don't want to miss this race tomorrow because there will be slipstream effect, there will be DRS effect, there will be yellow flags, possible red flags, there will be penalties, and there will be tripping, pushing, elbows, head boots. Everything is going to come up tomorrow because the championship is eating up. Meanwhile, some people are trying to taste victory. Lewis Hamilton top 3, first time this season. That guy has suffered. Nice work for the first time this season for the Ferrari team. Friday good, Saturday better, probably Sunday might be the best for them, but let's see. Anything can happen because after this race they take a week rest, get their data, prepare for Brazil, and away they go. But let us go deep down into looking at what really happened during the qualifying. In Q1 we saw Stroll came out first, track evolution, and like I said earlier, Lando Norris did some changes at the rear of the car, and I think those changes really paid off. And I can tell you, Lando Norris was just on fire today. He was in top 4 all through till he got the pole position, and you can see that coming for him because I think he has really grounded his focus on himself, trying to sort himself out, get to beat his teammate, in which I said he doesn't need to beat his teammate, he needs to beat Max Verstappen, because Max Verstappen prowling like a bull is more dangerous than any other person on that grid. So Bortoleto was out in Q1. Bortoleto, Albon, Pierre Gasly out, Lance Stroll out, and Colapinto out. The Alpine should just wrap up the car this season and look like we are done. Let's just focus on next season and start learning how to fix the Mercedes engine into our car. Anything apart from that, I don't see any way back for Alpine this season. Isaac just set a better pace, was in P1, Hamilton P2, Russell P3, Norris P4, and Ocon P5 because the track evolved in Q1 session. But we saw that tire management is important. Tire usage is also important. Now, tire usage as in how you are able to save tire for tomorrow's race, because they need at least one new soft for tomorrow's race and one new medium. At least that is for a one-stop race. For a two-stop race, they need at least one new soft, one new medium, and maybe one fairly used soft or medium. But if they don't have it, it will be a very difficult race, especially those that don't have soft, because nobody wants to run the hard. For this weekend, nobody has run the hard, and it is like a place you don't want to, you know that you don't want to go, and you don't even try it going. But if you don't have a choice, you have to go there. It is a dangerous predicament it's going to be, because I know some teams will try it, and those teams that will try it will be the midfield or backbenching teams who want to try their tires, and when other teams get the learnings from it, they will know that they made the right decision. Those tires are not the right tires to race with, so tire decision will be important. In Q2, Piastri struggle continue. Carlos Sainz doing a great job. Aja, beautiful job he's doing. Now we had Yuki Tsunoda out. Yuki Tsunoda's struggles are real. They are right in front of him. Ocon out in 12. Hulkenberg is out in 13. Alonso and Liam Lawson also out. With Lando Norris topping the times in Q2. Lewis Hamilton again second. George Russell third. Max Verstappen fourth. Carlos Sainz fifth. And Charles Leclerc didn't go on the second run keeping tires. He was keeping tires because he knew what might happen tomorrow. Now, going to Q3, we saw that the Ferrari had really learned, and they are really doing a good job here. Though they've not brought upgrades, and I'm sure Ferrari have said they are not bringing upgrades till the end of the season. So they want to work on what they have, focus on what we have, and just use it. No more upgrades. Manage the car till the end of the season at least. They don't want to waste money. And remember, one of the reasons why Red Bull had the issue of sending Chris Horner away was because he said they should focus on next year. They should not waste money on this year. But they are like, they need the championship. They need Max Verstappen to win. So if he's not going to look into the way they want to run the team, he should go. They brought another person in, they continue development, and here they are. They have a competitive car. But will that car be competitive towards the end of the season? Will they win championship? So I think it's a gamble for them, because if at the end of the day they don't win the drivers championship and the car still ends in 4th, I think the only story or the only grace Red Bull would have is, we tried. I won't say more than that. But is it not better to Bakamu? Now to the main qualifier in the Q3. We had Charles Leclerc setting some beautiful pace to be on the provisional pole. And Lando Norris was like, what are you doing? I can take that pole from you because I am desperate. I'm not just desperate. I need to be ahead of Max Verstappen by fire by force, so that I can be close to him and see how I can win the race. I know what he did. He came out, he set the beautiful pole and was about 2 tenths away from Charles Leclerc's pole. Charles Leclerc second, Lewis Hamilton to third. George Russell was like, all of you are doing doings. You think I'll be left out? He came banging in some beautiful laps and he came fourth. Max Verstappen starting 5th alongside Kimi Antonelli, the future problem. Yeah. Then Carlos Sainz 7th. He'll be taking a 5-place grid penalty tomorrow for the incident that happened in Austin. He will be starting 12th tomorrow. That promotes Oscar Piastri to 7th, and Oscar Piastri will be starting alongside Isaac Hadjar. Bierman to 10th. So Bierman will be starting alongside Yuki Tsunoda. See, if one person no spoil, another person no go good, which brings Yuki Tsunoda back into the points tomorrow. Tomorrow's race, you don't want to miss it. And I think this race looks like the right time for Ferrari to have a win. Will they be able to challenge for a win? Will they be able to put themselves in a position for a win? With the championship also blown open now, like the way championship is now it's blown open, like everything is scattered. If Max Verstappen can't finish in top 4 and the 2 McLarens can finish in top 4, it's a great opportunity for them. The championship is still like in a decider function. Tomorrow's race would give us what is likely to happen, but you don't want to miss it. You know why? Because it's going to be interesting. Catch the analysis from the biggest motorsport channel on social media, and that is it. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, like, share, comment. We ask questions, we answer your questions, and you know that we love you. Bye. Cheers.